We're good to go. So inviting, that is seriously, oh, thank you. Let's see if I know how to do that. I can mute all apparently. Okay. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Got you. Can you guys hear me still? We're good? Cool. Okay. So inviting, that is something that new coaches and even coaches that have been doing this for a long time are kind of scared of. Some people love doing inviting. Some people are rock stars at it. But I know like my coaches and a lot of other coaches, especially if you're just starting out, that's the one thing that you kind of have to force yourself to do. It's not very fun because of rejection. And the first thing you gotta know is rejection happens to everyone. I get rejected. I'm sure most leaders get rejected. I'm sure Amy Silverman gets rejected at some point. So just know that it's going to be a part of the business. It's going to happen. But how you take it is basically what's going to make or break your business. So I'm going to start off with the different types of inviting. I'm going to talk first about cold messaging. And as I was rehearsing this earlier, as I do, I was like, okay, if I'm being totally honest with myself and with you guys, cold messaging is something that I even need to work on and push myself to do more because I don't, because I'm scared to do it. It's very scary putting yourself out there and getting rejected. But as I was like talking about it to myself, I was like, wow, like talking about sharing pointers and stuff with you guys, I'm like, it really doesn't have to be as scary as you make it seem. So I have notes if I'm looking over here, that's why. Yeah, so what invites can either be to challenge groups or to the coaching opportunity. The one thing I'm going to say about inviting to the coaching opportunity was it took me so long to post about the coaching opportunity. And that is like one of my biggest regrets in the business. I felt like I wasn't ready to be a mentor, but I think Steph's even said it, like, you get to work as a team and you get to train your coaches and work alongside them and build your business together. So if you're a new coach and you're scared to do it, there's your little nudge to start doing it earlier. So yeah, two little tips to kind of get into inviting, get it done first thing in the morning. You know, you have your power hour, just get it out of the way so you don't have to think about it anymore. Something I noticed that Haley Christian does, if you don't follow her, she's amazing. She posts like on her Insta stories of her team doing like a power hour together, which is something I really want to do with my team. You know, they're not even talking to each other. They're like, you know, blasting their music. They have their headphones in and they're just working together. And it just makes it not so scary and just makes it more of like a team thing. So that's something that you can do if you're super scared. I know everyone's schedules are different, obviously. So utilize the big team page, utilize your own team page, and like find a partner or something to do that with just to make it not so scary. Okay, so the way when I do cold messaging, it's more building relationships first than just straight up inviting someone that you've never really talked to before. You know, people can totally tell when it's just a message that you are sending to everyone. You know, like for me, I don't really think the best way to do it is to have the same message and just kind of copy and paste it to everyone. I think every message should definitely be personal. That's why when I say you, I'm nervous if you guys can't tell. I checked my Fitbit and it was at like 125. I don't even think my heart rate was that high. But yeah, so you want to make it personal. And that's why I say you want to build relationships first with people. So follow them first. Don't send them a message right away because, you know, if they see you follow them and then you get a message, they go to your page, realize you're a coach, they're going to be like, whoa. Like this girl's about to sell me something, or sorry, guy too. I'm really used to saying girls because I work with a lot of girls. But yeah, you don't want it to be a generic message. And when I say generic, I mean literally like you would put no effort into making it personal or like you got to know that person. And literally all you have to do is like go to their page and like look at their photos or, you know, wait a couple days after you follow them, see what they're kind of all about. And cold messaging doesn't always have to be an invite, like I said, you can just build relationships, ask questions about them, get to know them a bit more, and shock them. That was a big thing that Steph said to us when I first started coaching, was people are going to assume that you're going to sell them something, and you should shock them and prove to them, like, no, I'm not going to sell you something. I'm just here to build relationships with you. And you know what? Yeah, if I feel like the time's right, I will send you an invite. And a lot of the time, people will ask you about it because you're going to be talking to them. You're going to be posting your transformations and your progress, and they're going to see what you're doing, and they're probably going to be like, why aren't you inviting me? like why have you not reached out to me? And a lot of the time, I'll have girls bring it up to me first because I haven't done it. So when I mean make it personal, why do you want this person in your group? Like, you should be reaching out to people that you think you're going to get along with, that you'll have good relationships with, that, you know, hopefully one day these challengers will turn into your coaches, and you want to work with these people that you vibe with, right? You're like, your vibe attracts your tribe. So get to know them, ask them questions. Why do you think they need to be in your group? Why would they benefit from your group? Why would you benefit from having them in your group? These are all questions to ask yourself, and then questions to, not even questions, just questions to ask yourself, and then put that into your message when you're talking to them. And if you're nervous messaging someone, this is what works for me a lot. I tell them that I'm nervous messaging them. Like, I'm so open and honest with everyone. I'll say, okay, I'm totally stepping out of my comfort zone right now messaging you, but like, I have to. Like, I feel like we get along really well. We know we have a lot of same things in common. We're girl moms. You know, I see you're working on your fitness. Just look for things that you have in common that will draw them into you, your groups, and these amazing products that we have. So I definitely show my personality off in my messages as well. I'm not someone, like, I'm a mom, but I swear on my account, like, that's me. I'm not going to hold myself back from that. And that's something that works out for me in my favor. I won't like be all like, I won't swear and stuff in like all my messages and stuff, like in my posts, but like I use emojis. You know, I'll be like, hey, I was creeping you earlier. Like I did like stand-up comedy. I like to be funny and make people laugh. So I use all that to my advantage when I'm talking to people. And also, if they don't reply, like, I'm sure people, like, I have gotten messages, or I've sent messages, and people just like straight up don't respond to you. That sucks. It really does, and it really can bum you out. But honestly, you just have to move on from that and know that, you know what, they'll probably be back. You know, like you message them, you're in their mind now, they're going to watch what you're doing. And I can't even tell you how many people have like ignored me or just flat out said no to me, who have came back to me and I've signed up because they're like, okay, you know, I've seen what you're doing. I've seen your progress, you know, or even like their friends, they see their friends joining. Just trust that they'll be back and move on from it. So also change your mindset on it. So I won't lie, like I'm very driven by money, and I'm very fueled by money, but I was so shocked at how much I love helping people when I joined. Like when I joined, I was like, I don't want to go back to work. I just need to make money. When I got like the first person messaging me about her weight loss transformation, or how great she felt fitting into a pair of jeans, or just their mood changing, I realized how much I love helping people. And so now, instead of waking up and being like, okay, how much money am I going to make today? You put your mindset like, how many lives do I get to change today? How many people do I get to help today? And then that will come through in your messages. People can tell when it's like, okay, this person just wants to sell me something, or hey, this is actually a really nice person, and I actually kind of want to get to know her. Her, you know, she seems interesting. So it's definitely all mindset. And also believing in what you have to offer. I cannot stress enough how important being a product of the product is. That is seriously, I feel like my number one of why I do so well is because I'm so consistent. And also because I'm so real with being a product of the product. Like, I do have my crappy days. I shared on my Instagram that I ate probably like 10,000 calories this last weekend. Like I definitely have my areas that I need to work on, but I share that. But we have such a gift to share with people. And I used to hear coaches say that all the time, you know, like they felt selfish not sharing this opportunity. And I heard that like back when I first started, and I was like, okay, you know, they're just saying that. But now that I've actually helped, like I have 250 girls in my Facebook support group. I have 2 challenge groups running. I've literally been changing lives now. And I've seen not only my life, but other people, how they're benefiting from this. And I believe in Beachbody so much. Like, I don't know what I would do without this. And so now I don't feel icky when I'm sending people these messages, because I truly believe like, hey, you can 100% benefit from this. Like Beachbody is so amazing. And when you truly believe in what it has to offer, your messages are just honestly going to come off so genuine. And there's so many people that need it and they don't even realize it. Like, how many people do you see? Like, I go on Instagram, I'll scroll through the feeds and I'll see so many people who, you know, go to the gym or talk about how to go to the gym for so long and go for like hours and stuff, and aren't seeing much progress or change. And then here I am, I've been working out for a year now. I have more muscle than some of them. Like, some people think they have to go to the gym for hours or they have to go on these really restrictive diets. And here we have something that has workouts that are like 10 minutes a day, or, you know, 22, 25 minutes a day, up to an hour a day. And we get to eat real food. And that's something that we can offer these people and show them, hey, you don't have to do it that way. You can do it this way, and we'll give you support. You have so much support when you join us. Support. That is like the #1 thing that I do now. Like, I used to be all about like, oh, you get all these cool programs and stuff. Now I'm like, you need to be in my group, because the amount of people, like, love and support and positivity in our group, that is what people are more attracted to now, because that's what I share with them more. And yeah, it's our job to show them that. So if you aren't being a product of the product, if you aren't sharing that with people, you need to start doing that. And also, yeah, I'm still in cold messaging. I tend to veer off sometimes. But quality over quantity, I believe in so much. So I think it's better to send 5 to 10 messages that are more personal in a day, rather than sending out like 100 messages that you've just copied and pasted to someone. Yeah, you know, it would probably take a little bit more work and maybe more time to sell something to them, but you're building relationships and you're planting seeds, and in the end it's going to work out for you a lot better. I think if it's working out for you and you're sending a ton of messages a day, that's awesome, but I think that that's a lot of time spent doing that, and I feel like that you're going to have to reply to those 100 messages the next day, right? And you could be spending time doing something else that's going to advance your business. So quality over quantity is huge for me. And before you send the message, look at it and ask yourself, okay, if I got this message and I knew nothing about Beachbody, would I appreciate getting this message? You know, ask yourself, if it doesn't make you feel kind of icky, like, ooh, I don't know if I should say that. Maybe I should spend some more time on it. So think before you click send and reread it. I get messages from other companies, and I can tell when people have actually spent the time to, you know, go to my page and find out who I am, rather than just a copy and pasted message. Yeah, invite when you feel more comfortable. So I know I said earlier how, you know, you don't want to just follow someone right away and then hit them up with a message, unless you're just actually starting a conversation or like asking a question, but I mean more like an invite. So just do it when you feel more comfortable and you feel like it won't be such a shock to them. And yeah, don't take the rejection personally at all. It has nothing to do with you as a person. Maybe it's just not their time. Maybe they are just so quick to say no that they don't really listen to what you have to offer. But just keep doing you. And my biggest thing for if they say no, leave it on a positive note. Like, so important. If you don't reply to them, or if you give them kind of like, okay, whatever, you're lost, like kind of like snarky to them or something. I hope no one does that. But they're gonna come back one day, or like see everyone kind of doing Beachbody now. Like I can't, like the ripple effect that I've had in like where I live with people in Beachbody now is crazy. So they are gonna come back to you, and if they go to your message and see that you didn't reply to them, or maybe like it was left kind of weird, they might feel more inclined to go to a different coach because they're nervous because they said no to you before. So definitely leave it on a positive note. Danny, did you have anything to add for cold messages before I continue on with the other ones?
Hi. I think you're doing awesome, and I love everything that you are saying. But for example, people that feel like they don't know enough people, or they don't have enough people on their Instagram, that's how I started my business, basically cold messaging. So it may be a little bit slower since you're not like building relationships per se, but I tried to make my messages as personal as I could. So I would like copy and paste, but on each I would say something about that person. Like, I know you're so into yoga, or I know you're so into whatever, or I know you live close by. And that's the kind of people that I invite to my groups. So stuff like that. And it didn't seem like, hi, would you join my next accountability group? It made it feel a little bit more personal, even though I was copy and pasting and just like smashing a list of 100 people. And maybe it doesn't work for everyone. Maybe it feels super weird. But for me in the beginning, it was scary, it was challenging, and it made me feel like, whew, okay, I freaking did it. I messaged 100 people. I felt amazing. And then it was just kind of building relationships after I sent those messages, because I started having conversations with people who were nice, even though they were saying no, or people who were like, yes, I want to know more. So a lot of those people who said no at one point, they're now coaches or challengers after a year or 2 years. So I feel like it all comes together, but just do whatever feels good for you. If you're sending a cold message and you're not feeling it, don't send it, because it's not going to work out. It's better to just like not send anything at all. But yeah, that's it. If you're going to cold message, make sure that you are putting the right vibe behind it and not feeling like spammy. If you're feeling spammy, they're going to feel like you're spamming them. So that's it.
Thank you. I like wrote in our group chat earlier, because like I'm not one that's like big on cold messaging, and Danny is, so I'm happy I asked, because that's true. And honestly, like I did have a bigger following when I started, so I didn't need to build up that kind of thing that a lot of people do, and I kind of forgot about that. So thank you very much for that input. So this is where this is more my jam for invites, cold messaging. We're done with that. But Instagram stories, holy crap, those were a game changer in my business with invites. If you don't do them, do it. I know it's so weird talking to yourself on the screen, but that's how people see your personality and get to know you more. And like I said, if you're nervous to do it, say you're nervous to do it, right? But it's definitely a really easy way for me to do it. And also, so many people like will scroll down the feed and not even stop to, like, I'm sure a lot of people do stop and read it, but like when you're talking to them and you're being personable and showing your personality, they're going to listen to you on there. And obviously there's going to be people that don't listen, but who cares? Those aren't your people. The people that want to hear it will. And I just feel like them hearing your voice and seeing what you have to offer as a person is so important. A lot of people, what I've noticed now, they are now investing in me as a person and coach rather than the programs. Obviously they want to join the programs, but they're like, I love how open and honest and real you are. Like, I want to be on your team. It looks like it's a lot of fun. So Instagram stories is awesome. Some people make polls, which is a really good idea too. Like, would you want to join? And then when people click yes, you can reach out to them. It's almost like they give you permission to reach out to them, and like the message doesn't seem so nerve-wracking. But I'll dive more into that after. But posts, Instagram posts, obviously, that's a huge way to invite for people. Biggest thing I can say to that is, again, just be real and be you and share what the groups are. Obviously, we have so many programs and other things to offer, but we want to get them to join a group. And, you know, my groups, I have a lot of them running. I run them with my success partner and my coach, Chanel. I can't even tell you like how many people in there like will share such vulnerable stuff, and it's full of girls. Like growing up, I was someone that was like, I don't know, girls back in high school, I was like that girl that had more guy friends because I wasn't really into like the cattiness of things, but nothing negative is said in that group. And I really share that with my Instagram followers. Like if you join, you are joining such a supportive community, and we have so much to offer you. Like I will support you through this entire thing. So every time you make a post, like try and put at the end like an invite on every post you do. I need to start doing that more because I've kind of been slacking on that. But you know, say like this post, like drop an emoji, send me an emoji, send me a thing. And then again, they're giving you permission to message them with an invite. That's why I like doing that more than cold messaging, because I feel like, okay, I'm able to message this person now because they've given me a reason to. Also for coaching, I've kind of been talking more about challenge groups, but for the coaching opportunity, I like to do it more on Instagram stories again, just because I feel like I can talk a lot more on it rather than like putting on a huge paragraph. But I do a lot of paragraphs, and there are people that definitely read them. I have a lot of messages from people being like, your paragraphs are the best part of my day, so definitely keep up with those. But I personally like Instagram stories. But this is kind of off topic, but I just wanted to mention it. A big thing that I was super excited about when I first started coaching was we had a bunch of What is Coaching events that we could invite people to. And then my worst nightmare happened and they kind of stopped, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And then I went to Super Saturday with a couple fellow coaches, and we were kind of like, okay, that's the missing piece, and we can't really rely on anyone else to do that for us. We have to make it happen. And we've hosted 2 so far. That's why I'm Diamond now, honestly, is because we had that. So, and I posted about it on my Instagram story. I mentioned it in my post. So if you don't do that, start doing it. Break out of the comfort zone. Or if you know someone who's doing it, ask them if you can join and invite people to that. All right. So when you see someone that engaged on your post, and it's like this post, if you want to join my challenge group, again, like both me and Danny said, be personal. Also wanted to touch, I definitely have like templates, I guess, where I do copy and paste, but like she said, you make it personal. You know, it's not just the exact same. You let them know like why you want them in your group and stuff. So another reason why I think Instagram stories are a really good way to invite is because the message box is right there. And it's literally like right in front of you. They don't have to do much work to go and see or go and message you. It's like right there in front of you. They don't even have to really think about it. So now you're like, okay, so I've invited them. They're interested. Now what? You want to ask questions, obviously, find out more about them. You know, are they super busy? Are they a mom and dad? Do they work full time? Do they hate the gym? How's their nutrition? Do they skip breakfast? These are all questions that you ask because you can plug it into why they would value from joining a challenge group and value from these programs. So I just started doing this, and it's actually worked out really well. I asked for their emails and then talked to them over that, just because I feel I did do Instagram and that was working for me, but I think Danny actually said it in the live once that she did that. So I was like, I'm going to try that. And it's actually worked out really well. I just feel like it's almost more professional, and I feel like I can send a lot more information than I would on Instagram, rather than just being like, holy crap, you expect me to read all that? Like email, you just kind of, I don't know, it's more comfortable for me now. So sharing and not selling the pack to them. Yes, we sell stuff, but we're not salespeople. I've never felt like a salesperson to anyone. Like I said, I do have a draft email that I send, because I go through a lot of messages. I don't want to type out the exact same thing about the groups, and the programs stay the same, obviously, but then I always personalize it, so it's more of a template. But after you ask them all that stuff, share why, like what you've learned about them, why they would benefit from the groups and the program. If they're super busy, talk about a program that's like 22-minute hard course or T25, like a short program. There's even like 10-minute workouts on there. If they're super busy, let them know. There's variety that they can choose from. And also Shakeology, that's something that I definitely talk up about. Me personally, I don't list off like a bunch of the ingredients. If they want to learn more about it, I definitely will and talk about the benefits, but I share more about what it's done for me, and also challengers. You can always get testimonials from your challengers to share about that. I had a girl whose skin cleared up within a month from it. Like, people post their hair transformations and stuff. It's super cool. So you have a lot to offer these people. So that's why asking questions is very important. Also, what works for me is talking about the meal plans and Fixate. Fixate is seriously something that gets people so excited, because people think that you have to, eat certain foods, like no sauce or anything on it. And here we have like so many meal approved recipes, and that gets people so pumped up. So I definitely talk about that too. And again, talk about my groups. I let them know I run them with Chanel, my success partner. I talk about like success stories that we've had with them. And just keep in mind, these aren't like all in one huge long email. Like, we go back and forth and make conversation, obviously. And one thing that I do that works for me, some people might disagree, but I don't mention price until I'm like totally sure that they know the value, that I've showed them the value of the pack and shown them how this will better their life. So, I send them the information. Obviously, they're going to ask about the price. It's always like the main question. And then I ask, where are you from? Price varies. I'll answer any other questions they had. And then biggest thing that, I thought people would just do, but a lot of people don't, is talk about the 30-day money-back guarantee. Like, you seriously can't go wrong with that. And also, I say now that it's a one-time payment for the entire year, because I've had a lot of people think that you have to pay that monthly, and you don't. Unless you want to continue with Shakeology, obviously. But I'll let them know it's a one-time payment unless you want to continue with Shakeology. And people are always really shocked by that, because honestly, the pack, yeah, it's a big number at first, but compared to what other people spend on like yoga, on gym memberships and stuff, it is such a crazy deal. And especially with the 30-day money-back guarantee, you seriously have nothing to lose. You can do a program, drink the Shakeology, and send it back if you want to. But I always tell them, I have 250 girls in my group. No one has used that 30-day money-back guarantee. And also, just another thing to add, I always let them know, I didn't once to one of my coaches, and I felt so bad, that Shakeology ships monthly. You want to build trust with them, and if they randomly see, because a lot of people don't check their emails. I just assume people do, because obviously we do every day. But they're like, why did I get another bag of Shakeology? So definitely let them know that, this ships monthly. I definitely want to build trust. So if you do all this already and you're just sitting there being like, okay, well, I do all that. Why aren't I hitting high success clubs? Are you sticking to your programs? Are you sharing your journey every single day? Are you being a product of the product? Are you sharing your transformations? I was 60 pounds overweight when I joined Beachbody, and oh my gosh, I probably had an anxiety attack my first transformation that I shared, but I'm so happy I did it, because when people go to my page now, they can see my transformation, they trust me, they see that I'm a product of the product, and they're like, okay, obviously what she's doing is working. So share your transformations if you don't. I was not comfortable, and I know a lot of people aren't, but I'm nudging you to do it and step out of your comfort zone. Share workouts, moves on your story. So many people message me now from my story being like, where are you getting your workout moves from? And then right there, I'm like, oh, well, I'll tell you. Come join my group. I do these. So share workout moves on your story. I know that's really vulnerable for some people. It was for me as well. But just do it. Start with one a day. Make it happen. And it's definitely worth it to put yourself out there. But if you're doing all that and you're still struggling, just keep doing you and keep working on yourself, keep doing your personal development, and trust that when people say no to you, they are they're not right nows, they're not no's. And use them as fuel to, kill it in your workout, to prove to them that these programs can work and that they can get these results. And know that there are people out there that need your help specifically. Like, they need you. There are people out there that will benefit from you as a coach rather than me as a coach. That's why it's so important to share your journey and share your struggles and share whatever people can relate to you for. I struggled with eating disorders, and I have a lot of people in my groups that related to me with that because I was so vulnerable in sharing that. So the things that make you really scared to do are the things that are definitely going to benefit your business. So the things that I mostly believe have led to my success is, again, my transformation, being a product of the product, and just being myself, telling people, hey, I'm putting myself out there. I'm nervous to message you, and just being really personal with them, and not giving up on myself, on my challengers, on my groups, and also sharing that they don't need to be perfect to join you at all. Because a lot of people think like, 21-day challenge, I don't think I can do that. But I'm sharing, hey, I screwed up during the 21 days. Like, I still got results. Like, I'm still, you're not going to get kicked out of the group or anything. So just sharing that, you don't have to be perfect. You just want to be better. So I think that's what I have. If anyone else wants to pop on and add anything, I hope that this helped you guys. We'll just see. All right. Well, I think we're good. Thank you, everyone. Obviously, feel free to message me if you have any questions. Bye.